Firstly, thanks to my friend Sudarshan for suggesting that I do this video. So I've run since I was a kid, since I was about 13 or 14. I used to go running with our neighbour, Mike Johnson. I don't play ball games, I don't do team sports. The only thing that I do is run, and it keeps me fit, keeps me healthy, keeps me trim. And in 2006 I did my first marathon. There's something addictive about marathons, but I'm not the kind of runner that will be running every day, every week or anything like that. I run and then I stop. So I think this was my first one. I did it for Anthony Nolan Bone Marrow Trust. I think I did it in about 3 hours 45. London Marathon. Really enjoyed it. And then on and off, I just kind of, like, I'd do one and then wouldn't even look at a pair of trainers for a pair of years. And I was just doing it for fun, just to keep healthy more than anything. And I don't run in the winter because I don't like running in the cold. And if you know my other videos, then you know the story there. Before you know it, I'd racked up kind of quite a few, like 5 or 6. But as I say, I just do it for fun. So this is me as Forrest Gump. Then it got to 2018. My friend Dave was living down in Sydney, and I'd been through some stuff going on in my life, and I thought, it'd be nice just to go down there and do a marathon down there. So I signed up for the Sydney Marathon, and Sydney Marathon is in September, so you do all your training through summer, and it was great. Went down there, went for the week, did the marathon.
Simpson from Potts Point.
Now, how cool is that? You in the Sydney Marathon, you start by a park on the other side of the Harbour Bridge. You run across the Harbour Bridge. The actual course through Sydney isn't great, and it's not a big run. The big Sydney run is City to Surf, and they do that in August, where you go from town down to Bondi, down to Bondi effectively. But the weather was great. It was great to see Dave and his family. And as you finish, you run round the harbour, round Circular Quay, and you run up to the Opera House. I thought, you know what, this is fantastic. And that was my ninth. That was my 9th marathon, and I was 50 the year after. So I thought, you know what, wouldn't it be cool to do something a bit special for my 50th birthday and for my 10th marathon? So I went away and I thought about that. I had a chat with a few people, and I love that building, that Opera House. So I thought, why not build an Opera House costume and go and run it? Now, the Opera House is a very complicated architectural masterpiece. It's this iconic building, and those sails, those clamshells, are really difficult to fabricate. So anyway, that's made out of like corrugated plastic, and there's a wooden frame, and it's got fiberglass, and that's lycra, and it all had to collapse so that I could ship it down to Sydney. So anyway, I signed up for it and shipped it all down. David, like, yeah, you come down, yeah, of course, if you want to go and run the marathon dressed as the Opera House. So that's what I did. So I made it and never really tested it out. I ran around the garden, but other than that, I didn't do anything. I don't know why. Okay, just lack of planning. But it looked good, and I was up for it. And I had my Australia socks on. Got there. You get there early in the early doors in the morning. Set off. Immediately realised it was going to be way more difficult.
Hey!
How you doing?
How are you?
Yeah.
How are you?
Oh, fucking hell, this is hard work.
Is it? Yeah. How are you?
Yeah, good.
Yeah? How you feeling?
Pretty knackered, to be honest, but I'll get round. So my pal Dave and his family were waiting at the finish just by the Opera House. I mean, the setting's incredible. And the way that the course works is that you come round the harbour. This is Circular Quay, and you come round the harbour. And I'd done 25 miles wearing this bloody thing, and it had got hotter and hotter. And you can see there, Dave's zoomed in on his camera. That's one of the ferries that are coming out of Circular Quay. And this is the last kilometre, basically. And it was roasted. It was like 24 degrees, and it was absolutely roasting.
Dane Critchley!
Yeah! Hey, we did it,
How you
man.
feeling, mate?
Pretty tired, Dave. That was a tough one. Oh, man. We did it, Oliver. We did it.
How?
You take that. I've got to get through.
Oh, well done, mate.
Cheers, man.
Fantastic.
So that was the end of it. It was phenomenally hard. The costume that didn't sit right, so you couldn't actually run with it. So I had to run with kind of my arms down in this really unnatural running position, and that was what made it much worse. You couldn't have a natural gait with it, and God, it was so hard. It was easily the hardest physical thing that I've ever done. And then I was massively dehydrated as well. So that was useful to actually know how dehydrated, how you could perform when you were dehydrated. So huge thanks to Dave and Karen and the boys for kind of looking after me while I was there. Something I'll never forget. That was like an absolute lifetime achievement. 10th marathon. I was 50. It was a really big deal for me. Yeah, really special day for me. And so that's what it is. 5:13. What a fantastic picture that is. But the next picture is even better. There you go. That's the picture. Really pleased of that. That was absolutely amazing thing to do. So I've not done an 11th marathon, but I do think about it. The Sydney Marathon kicks off in September. I looked at the course and thought about it, but I thought I'll skip it for another year. Yeah. So that's it. That was my 10th marathon, Sydney Marathon. I really enjoyed it. Thanks again to Dave and Karen and the kids for looking after us. And Sudarshan, that's the story of the Sydney Marathon. Thanks everyone for watching. See you soon. Bye.